Don't forget to click the subscribe button. Hard said most important person is the chairman. He said 4 or 5 times, right? Well, he wasn't lying. Pardon? Correct. And there are chairperson women. I've been on boards with some ballsy women. Yeah.
Did he need any supervisory board or any crap like that?
Well, in fact, it is a supervisory board in his case.
Okay, so...
And it says that on the thing you're going to get. It's a supervisory board. And there's another layer of shit you got to go through with a supervisory board. So, there's executive, in Germany and some of those countries, there's an executive board and a supervisory board. And instead of having 2 boards, we just have the supervisory board. And normally the supervisory board is not active in the management. But if you change the bylaws, they can be active in the management. So I'm the chairman of the supervisory board. For example, Siemens had a supervisory board and an executive board. And Germany is not the only country that does that. There's other countries, but the common question. Anything else about Andreas? Yeah. Well, I know. As soon as you now follow the steps, I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna choke your fucking burka bitch neck. The ones that say follow the steps, it's like somehow the brain cells get loosened up by the time they get on the plane and they go back. Yeah.
Mr. Peña, you mentioned that the CEO and the CFO are executive directors, which means
Correct.
After a while there will be like full-time employees.
Yes, when you got money to pay them.
Yes. And the chairman will be a non-executive director?
Well, no, some of the chairmen I don't like that. I like separation of power. Once in a while, there'll be an executive chairman. 1 or 2 of my guys have executive chairman, but I like a separation. And the reason why they're executive, because we fired the CEO, and the chairman stepped in from non-executive to executive position, and he just stayed there. He was such a good executive chairman, such a great asset to the company.
Mr. Peña.
But normally, the chairmen are non-executive.
How many deals must you have to have the CEO and the CFO as...
It depends on how much cash flow. How long is a piece of string? If you do 3 deals and you got 50 million in revenue and your cash flow is 20 million, right away. That's not normally the case. And it's a building block process for a reason. I've told you that. It's a building block process. And once you start doing deals, the board gels. They think, well, we look great on paper, but we haven't done shit yet. You want the board to talk about not the deals that we've done separately. You want them to start talking about the deals we've done together. So you got to do a deal. And all the guys and gals you're going to get on the board have done deals. You're the only person that hasn't. Now, some of you have done deals. I understand. But so once they get back in the saddle, some of these guys and gals are really, really good. Some of them aren't worth a shit, but some of them are really, really good. I had the same board for 9.5 years. 1 died. And I added 2. But that's not normally good. But I know how to pick them. I didn't just fall off the fucking turnip truck. Or fall out of the pub. And my board, we had some big fucking hitters. Governor Kerry was probably the former governor of New York, was probably the most underrated director I had. He was a smart fuck. Super smart. And he had the caginess of a politician. Yeah.
I'm near sure I've seen it in one of your videos.
Really? One of my videos?
Yeah. When you're going through the minutes, you say to them, I'm not going through it. It's just a hand up.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Well, he actually can listen to English, okay? At the end of the agenda, which you're going to send out an agenda beforehand, we don't have a general bullshit miscellaneous on the bottom of our agendas. There is no motherfucking miscellaneous. Everything we talk about at a board meeting is pre-directed and picked. There is no sloppy shit. And the last thing is we're going to vote. If you don't mind, because we're not following Robert's rules, we're going to vote all of them at once. All those in favor. Your chairman and you raise your hand first. All those opposed. Every vote you have has to be 100%. 100%. No abstaining, no shit. No directors going to the bathroom. So when you go to court 4 years from now, and the opposing counsel says, well, I see that this only passed 5-3. So there was dissension in the board, wasn't there, young man? You knew you were doing wrong because 3 of your colleagues with 9 million years experience, $42 gazillion, didn't approve it, did they, sir? And you're sitting there, 100% every fucking motion. 100%. And before the board meeting, you've gone around, just as Andres said, and is there anything on the agenda that you can't approve or support? Is there anything on the agenda you can't approve or support? Is there any? And if they say they can't, well, fine, thank you very much. Because they're not real board members yet, right? Thank you very much. I'll expect your resignation in an email tonight. It's a fucking dictatorship. Yeah.
So when you're voting on deals they're going to go ahead with or not going to go ahead with,
Yep.
Is that?
Yeah, they're always going to go ahead. Otherwise, you wouldn't be presenting them.
But with Andreas, he didn't go
Well,
ahead.
because the 5th deal was too far away.
Was that decided at the meeting and everyone just had a free vote in it? Okay.
Anything else about Andreas? Yes, sir.
So just about the specific German board structure. So that's only a supervisory board. Is there anybody on an executive board, and does that exist?
No, it depends how. You don't have to have a supervisor. You can set it up without a supervisory board.
Okay.
But because we're going to be a €1 billion company, we decided to do it now. That's why he put up the 25 grand for the GmbH.
What do I need
For
to...
the 55-year-old deal you're going to do, you don't need any kind of fucking board. You just do a handshake in a pub.
What do I tell my lawyers so they know what I want?
Well, if your goal is to do a €1 billion IPO, then you want a supervisory board.
Okay, so when I tell my lawyers that, they'll know what to do.
They'll know exactly what to do.
All right.
The legal system Germany's got a great rule of law. I mean, and that protects you. They've got a great, Britain, Canada, all the more civilized Western countries have great rules of law, and they got terrific lawyers. Terrific lawyers. And almost every law firm and accounting firm in the world is aware of or cognizant of delayed fees. Bless you, delayed fees, and they call them success fees. Success is kind of a term that isn't used as much anymore. Delayed fees. And if they tell you we don't do delayed fees, and first I say you a lying cocksucker. But anyway, do you do business with private equity? You already know they do, okay? Well, then you must be misunderstand. Maybe I didn't say it right to you. There's not a private equity firm on the planet that doesn't use delayed fees. Not on the motherfucking planet. So I guess you misunderstood me. Now again, what about delayed fees? And then this. But these firms have budgets, business development budgets. So they may be all QLA'd out. That's the challenge we have now. In some parts of the world, we're QLA out. In other words, they got QLA up to here because they got 25 QLA deals in the firm, and they only have so much business development budget. And if all the QLA deals cratered, which they don't, but if they did crater, then they're out 2, 3, 4, 5 million pounds, euros, or dollars. So there are parts of the world that are getting close to being QLA'd out. But after you do a deal and you pay for it, the delayed fees doesn't last forever. It's only in the beginning because you got no money. You're living on exhaust fumes from your tailpipe, sleeping in your car. And we've got guys in the Hall of Fame that slept in their car. But it's the only game in town. We take them all in. Criminals, except pedophiles, we don't take in. But other than that, we take everybody in. That's where I draw the line. We had a guy, and Sally knows this, and I fucked this up big time. We're down doing a deal at the beginning of the .com shit, and we're doing a deal for a bank that was wholly owned by ING Bank in the Netherlands. And we brought in and we changed it. We fired almost everybody. We brought in a CEO, and I hired a headhunting firm, Korn Ferry. Great firm. I used to know Korn and Ferry back in the day, 1,000 years ago. And we settled in on a CEO. And he was a pedophile, and I didn't know. He got by, Korn Ferry got by everything. And he had an island near Tahiti where he used to bring kids and do all kind of ugly shit. And somehow, a film of him on that island got out on the internet. And somebody I knew from a past life sent it to me. He says, Dan, isn't this the guy? And I almost had a fucking stroke. And I called an emergency board meeting immediately. And we brought him in. And we fired him on the spot. Allegedly, I beat him up. Allegedly. What? Yeah, allegedly I beat him up. Smacked him around, which is not true. I would never hit a little fucking asshole pedophile like that and break his jaw and break his eye socket. Never. Never. And somehow it got past everybody. At an island. That some ugly shit. I still get the chills thinking about it. I should have killed the fuckers, but I should have, metaphorically speaking, because I would never kill anybody. But Sally said that's the only time she's ever seen me lose my temper. And I certainly lost it. There was no question about that. And then he sued us. I said, I can't wait to go to court and show this fucking film. And then he dropped it. He was trying to stick us up, he wanted money. But it's the only, our game is the only game in town, guys. Any other questions about Andres? Now you're going to see Andres one more time or two more times, EJ? The kid does it by the book. I ought to just send his fucking films out. Not in charge for the money for the seminar, not have the seminar. The kid is, of course now he's got all these deals under his belt and now he's living large. And it does my heart good to see the kids. Now, he wasn't poverty-stricken like some of you because he had a good job. But when I see them living large and their lifestyles change and they get different cars and, it makes me feel good. And where I'm supposed to have a heart here someplace, it makes my little heart pitter-patter because I really enjoy that. But I don't expect Andres to get in trouble, but kids get in trouble. They go off the rails. The younger kids go off the fucking rails. They go off the rails. Money becomes like heroin to them. And they start worrying about spending money and not making it anymore. And this normally has to do with broads, women. Because women, good-looking, trophy broads like money. But I know none of you that's going to happen to, I know. First of all, you're all too fucking ugly. But anyway, none of you that's going to happen to. But it does, And then Sally says, do you feel bad? No, it's not that I feel bad. But you put the effort in these people, and then they go off the rails. It's like having kids. Touch wood, none of our kids have gone. They go off the fucking rails. How many of you have kids? I feel sorry for you. It's not easy raising kids in today, 21st century. What else about Andreas? Just a regular guy, right? Does he sound German? Well, I think that's what his wife says too, but I'm just teasing. He volunteered. He was going to come. I said, no, we're saving you for the later innings. How many of you have seen the YouTube, my thing in The Godfather about Bitcoin? Well, those are Andres' numbers. It's no secret. Those are Andres' numbers. He doesn't feel like he's got 8 million. I don't feel 8 million rich because we haven't exited. He's doing correct. He's not on. We've doubled our success ratio. I told you that during Corona. We're just fucking slamming the ball out of the park. And I love seeing these kids get rich. We've got a few exits. Would have normally taken 3 or 4, 5 years to exit. They're exiting in 2, 3 years. And then they're getting their hands on the cash. And their look and their face changes. I mean, it's really terrific for the kids. Okay, who's my 530? Well, good, I don't have, I was going to say, good, I don't have a 5. Who's my 6? Who's my 630? Any other questions? Tonight you see another icon, crook, thief, lying, cheating bastard. There are a couple, we don't show them to you. There are a couple that aren't lying, cheating bastards, but they're not as successful as the big icons. There are. And some of the companies that you hear about, like the Googles and where they play basketball in the boardroom and shit like that. There are a few of those, but their standards are very high. And you got to produce. Okay, kids. If there's nothing else, I will see you for dinner, I look forward to. That's a lie. I don't look forward to it. Sally makes me come to dinner. She says it would be not right if I don't have dinner with you. I would only want to have graduation dinner. But Sally's the boss, so I see you for dinner. And you saw who was the boss about ringing the gong last night. Sally, not me. Okay, thanks, kids. We'll see you later.